What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Captain Cook. I'm Jerome.
I'm Nick.
And today we're talking about Better Call Saul Season 1, Episode 3 and 4. You know, it used to bug me that this song cuts out there because it's a real song that they use and it cuts out there. But now I really like it. I get their style with it. At first, I was like, that's a weird theme song to just cut it off. Well, 10 seconds into a song. But now I'm like, oh, it's catchy. I like it.
I forget the whole story, but they got someone to make the theme song, and they're like, did you tell them that we were just going to cut it? So, they made the song, and then...
Oh, the song was made for the show? I thought it was already a real song.
No, I think they made the song. Maybe I made that up.
Because I'm pretty sure it was just a normal song. But you could have made it up for that. Because I've seen it on something before. Oh, and it was like a 3.
Oh, I do remember us watching something in this full thing.
And I was like, that's weird.
Maybe they were just making part of it or something.
I think you're making all this up. I think you listen to their podcast and you write down fake information and fool me.
Maybe.
One day you're going to be like, there is actually a Walter White and a Saul Goodman, and they're out there in the world. And I'm going to be like, oh, really? And then you're going to be like, nah, I made all that up just to fool you.
Wow. No, I do remember hearing that, but, I also can't guarantee that that's 100% accurate.
I do remember hearing that, but I could have also made that up.
Mm-hmm. I think you nailed it.
So this episode starts with a flashback of Saul, or Jimmy McGill, with Chuck, and apparently he did a little Chicago sunroof, mooned some people. He could be a sex offender, and this is some property damage and all that, and he hasn't talked to Chuck in 5 years, or the rest of his family. Yeah, I completely forgot that flashback even existed. I would have never... I completely forgot. I knew that they talked about his Slippin' Jimmy stuff, but I thought it was something like this back alley stuff that we got in the second episode that we watched.
As soon as I saw Chuck with the hair, I was like, oh, yeah. And then I kind of forgot that they don't even tell you what a Chicago sunroof is yet.
Well, you gotta... I mean, you can figure that out for yourselves. If you don't know what a Chicago sunroof is...
Yeah, but they don't tell you.
Yeah.
Which I like.
Only idiots would moon people out of car window.
That's not what he did.
But that's not what a Chicago sunroof is?
Oh, I guess you can't figure it out.
Let me Google. That's what I just assumed.
No, remember he shit in the sunroof.
Oh, is that really what... I'm Googling that.
I'm pretty sure.
This is another one of your facts you're making up?
Yeah, I heard that in the podcast, and then I didn't hear it, and then I wrote it down, and now I'm feeling
Chicago sunroof. But what is a Chicago sunroof? We wondered for weeks. Then the answer came Monday. This is literally what's popping up from Better Call Saul. It is taking a shit in someone's sunroof.
Told you.
Oh. See, I thought it was him, going out of the sunroof, almost naked.
That'd be a reverse.
Why is that called... why is that specifically Chicago, then?
Because he's from Illinois.
So if I did it here, it'd be called, an Arizona sunroof?
Yeah, it'd be a Glendale sunroof.
Oh, yeah, because Chicago's not the...
That's because you were born in Glendale, remember?
Yeah, fucking... Lady goes, don't lie to me. Where were you born? I was like, Phoenix. She goes, remember, I said don't lie to me. I'm like... I was born in Phoenix, wasn't I? She knew where I was born, and I had no idea. Yeah. But so this is the end of Slippin' Jimmy. He promises he'll never, ever, ever, ever do it again.
He won't.
Yeah, until he does.
Yeah. Well,
I like how they have these little teasers, and the next episode there's one too, and you're like, oh, so he's going to do a con this episode. And they kind of set you up for what he's probably going to do.
I do. I love watching. It would be too much to do a show about him doing it, but it's cool the way they do it.
It's funny that, so this is a prequel, and then there's prequels within the prequel.
Yeah.
There's prequels, and then there's future shit with it. It's a little confusing.
It'd be like seeing Darth Maul as a baby.
Yeah, well, that'd be kind of cool. He'd be all spiky. Do you think that would... Okay, say you're a mother, and you're like, I guess she's probably one of these people, too. But you're giving birth to Darth Maul. When do you think those fucking horns...
Oh, they're soft. They're soft when they come out of the vagina.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, you would be ripped apart. Yeah. The husband wouldn't stick around after that.
No, because she'd kill him. They'd turn into Black Widows.
Oh, you know a lot about more dark...
Now I'm just fucking talking.
Did you hear the words that came out of my mouth?
Kinda.
So after looking at Nacho's number, they kind of fool you. They think, oh, he's in the game. He's gonna call Nacho. We see him in Breaking Bad. Now he's getting into it quick.
It is. I remember watching it. You're like, this is where it starts. Mm-hmm. It's not even close.
For a bit, that's what I didn't like about the show. I don't give two fucks about Jimmy. And then in all our podcasts, they're like, yeah, you feel bad for him. I'm like, no, I like Saul. But, then you learn to love it.
Yeah, he matured.
Yes, but so instead he calls Kim late at night. She thinks it's like a little booty call, and she's like, "I'm not talking dirty to you." And he's like, "Okay, but it's not about that." And she's like, "You're not talking dirty to me either." And he's like, "All right, see you later."
Yeah. Then he hung up in the 10th episode.
Yeah, as it was like, no, but instead he starts talking about the Kettlemans, and he's like, "Dude, how much money did they get away with? And where do they stash the dough? And don't you think they could be in danger?"
And this would never happen when he saw.
No, yeah, he would have been like, "Oh yeah, Nacho, go ahead.
Yeah, I want 10%.
Just give me probably 15%.
Don't hurt them. They got kids. Be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Use your cell phone. Break it when you're done.
Yeah. We might even have sold it to him.
Yeah. So Saul makes a little muffler. We found out he's doing this due to his sex robot voice later on. But he makes a little muffler, drives out to a random payphone. This was a little Breaking Bad-ish. We look for Breaking Bad moments throughout here. We had a tough time for
you're
these
right. You're right. It is a little, especially when he has to unroll the fucking.
When it's also, it is like a total Walt situation where he'd go to help someone and he's like, and they're like, what? And he's like, so hey, you're in trouble, go! And then runs away, and then it bites him in the ass.
Yeah.
But so he does that. He warns the kid when they're in danger, and they're like, huh? What? Can you call us again on a clear line?
I did want to say, you said you wanted to say the director of each episode.
Oh, and I didn't. Yeah, this one is written by Thomas Schnauz.
He does a lot of them too.
Do you know how to say his name? It's Schnauz.
I think it's Schnauz.
Schnauz?
It's not Schnauz. It's
because then the next.
You were right the first time.
Schnauz. That's what I said.
No. All right, let's just skip that.
But directed by Terry McDonough.
Which
is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the person who directed Better Call Saul.
Oh, like the
episode,
the Breaking Bad one.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Actually, I think it's a girl. Anyways, directed 3 episodes of Breaking Bad though.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But so calls Kettlemans, warns them they don't understand him. So then he quickly says, "You're in danger. They're coming for your money." And they kind of freak out a little bit. They peek out the window. I wasn't actually sure if that was Nacho in the van because you can kind of barely see it. So I was like, is that one of his guys or is that Nacho?
Did you say that's not your van?
I did not.
You were thinking it?
By the way, you can't tell me. When we watched El Camino, I said they should do a Nacho spinoff called Nacho Average Breaking Bad movie. And you told me that was stupid, which Better Call Saul liked it on Twitter. But then you just used a Nacho van joke to me. So you can't say I'm stupid. And then
doesn't
use half my joke.
In one of these 2 episodes, doesn't he say he's not your man?
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Well, he doesn't say it because Nacho would never say that.
Saul does, yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it's the same episode that he...
It's all good, man.
That's the first time you ever heard that.
Yeah.
Well, in chronological order.
Yeah. So Saul's trying to make a deal. This one I kind of liked it. I wonder how often this happens. Saul's trying to make a deal with the judge. Is that guy a judge? The guy he's constantly trying to make deals with?
Which guy?
The guy like in the last episodes we watched.
No. He's the prosecutor.
Prosecutor? Okay,
Yeah,
that makes a little more sense. He's trying to make a deal with him, and the guy's pooping, and Saul has to deal with that, and I would not be able to do that.
I liked how he just got frustrated and said, "Fine, I'm getting my way."
Yeah, but then so he's doing that, and the guy gets his defense mixed up. He said he drove a car, and it was like a outdoor mall or something, and killed 6 people, something like that. And Saul's like, what? No, it's this guy. And he's like, oh, my bad. I got him mixed up. And Saul's like, you don't even know the difference between your defense? And he's like, I'm getting my deal in right now. And the guy's like, oh, shit. Yeah, okay. No, that works.
Yeah, that worked really good. He got mad and got his way.
Yeah, whenever he gets mad, he kind of taps into his inner Saul.
I read in the IMDb trivia that when he was on the payphone, there was a JP spray painted behind him.
For what?
Jesse Pinkman.
Oh, fuck a duck, really?
But I didn't see it. But
I'll look for it later. I don't want to do an investigating.
No. Yeah, you don't have to be 12 Action News on the fucking podcast.
I could be though.
But they also said that it's in a scene in Breaking Bad also.
Like on a payphone?
Yeah, like in the same.
So Jesse just went around different payphones and wrote JP on it?
Well, isn't that weird?
Are you sure it's not Jackson? Your nephew? Because his mom calls him JP a lot.
Yeah, but his last name's Addison, so JP would be weird.
Well, if my mom called me Dingleberry all the time,
she does.
Maybe I'd spray Dingleberry on a couple payphones.
I think it was on the wall behind the payphone, but I'm not positive.
I'm pretty sure the payphone was out in the desert, so that must have been the other payphone then when he was calling Nacho.
There wasn't a wall behind it?
In the one when he was calling Nacho, yeah. When he called the Kettlemans, it's out in the desert.
Maybe it's, I don't know. It's one of those payphones.
Maybe it's spray painted in the dirt because Jesse's like, well, it's something.
It's possible.
If it's popsicle.
I'm gonna fucking hit you in a second.
If it's popsicle, it's possible.
Shaw, come back now. You hear?
I forgot. I put a little tag here specifically for you, but I forgot to read it.
Don't point at me.
Saul's leaving because Kim calls him and she's like, the Kettlemans did get robbed. And
Yeah.
how did you know that? But as he's leaving, I saw the SMQ. It's not the name tag. It's on Mike's shirt for Stephen Michael Quezada, a.k.a. Gomez.
did you?
It's on the shirt.
Well, that's what I meant. It's like an
You said name tag, but you were still correct. But I'm just saying, next
Uh,
time be a little more specific and maybe I can find it.
Where did you think it was?
You said name tag. I was looking for a name. Like I said,
Well-
Mike, and he works for SMQ or something.
Well, it was a tag on the shirt, so yeah.
Yeah,
I don't. Did I say name tag?
you did. You kept
'Cause
going.
it's not his
You kept
name.
going. It's on his name tag. I thought you were like shaking your tits at me or something. Saul shows up to the. It's because I said Saul. I can't talk. I'm just gonna move on. Saul shows up to the Kettlemans, and the cops are everywhere. The place is ransacked. No trace of the family. So Saul kind of panics here, and he's like, "Uh-oh, Nacho probably fucked this shit up because
Yeah.
he doesn't know Nacho."
Nacho's kind of
That
evil
well.
in these episodes.
Well, he's bad. He's early in the game, and he's like, "Well, if I'm stuck in it, I might as well do it."
Yeah.
But he calls him. He leaves 4 too many messages for Nacho.
Yeah.
Luckily, Nacho's a little busy, so he can't really answer them. So nothing's happening. So then he gets a call. No one answers. He goes again in his car. It won't start a little bit, and he sees 2 men coming from each side of the street towards him. He gets out. He's like, "We're walking. We're walking. We're walking." Turns the corner and just sprints. Gets tackled by the cops, and they brought him in for Nacho.
And then when he gets tackled, he's like, "I got bad knees."
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's supposed to be a throwback from when.
Like when
Walt and Jesse
put him in
throw
the
him.
desert?
Yeah.
And then he says, "It wasn't me, it was Ignacio."
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't me, it was Ignacio. He's the one. Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. Ay, siempre soy amigo. Siempre soy amigo del cartel. Shut up. I just speak English. Lalo didn't send you? No, Lalo? Who?
I can't wait.
He's forever
if
throwing
that
Nacho.
doesn't get resolved in Better Call Saul, because we've been theorizing on that scene since day one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna fucking become a monkey's uncle.
Does that mean you'd have to marry another monkey?
Yeah, and I'll start.
And then that monkey
we'll
would have a
start-
kid?
Yeah, and
they'd
that
have to.
that
and
kid will start Planet of the Apes, and I'll be his uncle.
Uncle Jerome.
I'll call him Caesar. And not because of the salad, because of the movie Planet of the
no.
Apes.
Chavez?
Mm-mm. Apparently, a neighbor wrote down Nacho's license plate after seeing him parked outside the Kettleman's house 2 nights in a row, and the cops are searching his van. They found blood, which turns out to be the twins' blood. I like later on the cops are like, "Whose blood is it?" He's like, "Well, it's not the Kettleman's."
Yeah.
But so then Nacho tells Saul that he wants to be out of jail today, or Saul's a dead man.
Well,
Which
yeah.
technically Nacho or Saul doesn't do, because isn't he getting him out the following morning because he's out there with the Kettlemans all night?
Yeah, I think he meant 24 hours.
Well, he didn't say that. He said I went up by the morning.
Yeah.
Or I guess it could have been the morning because he's there all night. Yeah.
If you think about it, I mean, Saul could have fucked up that. I mean, Saul could have Tuco after him again.
Yeah.
Or Hector.
So do you want me to think about it? Take a second.
No.
You know, like that song.
Yeah, I got you.
Kim says it's a good idea to take Saul back to the Kettlemans because he says that to the police officers.
She just wants to make him feel bad.
Everything. A little bit in these early episodes. Which did you notice they still call Howard Hamlin a lot?
Yeah, but now it's Howard Hamlin every single time.
Which, by the way, horrible name. What an asshole parents. Your last name's Hamlin and they call you Howard. Howard Hamlin.
But that's not that bad.
That's a terrible name. I've never realized that until this. I was like, Howard Hamlin. And then I realized, is the HHM? Oh, it's Hamlin McGill.
Yeah.
Because his father's name. I was like, is it Howard Hamlin
No, it's
McGill?
It's Dick Dog and Smokey. Unfucking believable.
Yeah, so Kim takes Saul to the Kettleman's house to see what the cops missed. I really like this part. And he's looking around, he's trying not to, look stupid, so he's looking like he knows what he's doing, looking all over. And he notices that in every photo, the little girl has a doll, and the doll's actually missing. And the cops even say, well, you think we didn't think about that? The bad guy, he sees a little girl crying, lets her take the doll, so shuts her up. And Saul's like, didn't really think about that part.
Yeah.
But he was right. He's like, this place, they took the doll, they kidnapped themselves.
I did like how the cop was like, yeah, we saw, but what kind of moron would kidnap themselves? Why would the cops think that? You know what I mean?
But I like how he came to that conclusion, and then I even like how Mike has his back later on after they kind of have a little argument.
Yeah, little one.
So Saul admits to Kim that he takes her outside and he needs to speak alone. that Nacho was going to rob the Kettlemans, so he warned them, and he thinks because of that they tried to kidnap themselves and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And he tells her that, maybe talk to Howard, have him talk to the FBI or the cops and see, like, if he can convince them that they kidnapped themselves. And she said she can't do it. Which I feel like Kim now that she's Slippin' Kimmy, would totally do it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I also forgot how early on we get him fucking with Howard. Because he does that now a lot, like he throwing the bowling balls last season and all that. But like doing the billboard is hilarious.
And it's all because of the last episode when they didn't want him to use his name.
Yeah, so he's like, okay, I won't.
But that's his brother.
Yeah.
So like he's
which
pointing-
Howard is mad, but like it doesn't seem like he's kind of aware of why Saul's doing it. Because Saul's like, oh, you're taking my name. And he's like, well, it's not really about that.
Yeah, no, he's mad because he thinks he's just impersonating him and making and stealing
they
his
think
shit.
Do it on purpose because that's their brand and he'll get clients. But he's like, Saul, he doesn't get that Saul's doing it. No, fuck you. You're trying to take stuff away from me.
Yeah, because that was the brother.
Mm-hmm.
Which I knew that, but I didn't
realize that's why he did the billboard.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
I don't remember. I don't know why I didn't remember that, but
yeah, no, I don't know. It caught me too. I was like, the fucking brother's a dick.
Taylor opening her door just scared the shit out of me. I thought something was falling down in here.
Oh, like you pooped your pants?
Yeah, you want to smell it?
Oh, yeah, you did.
So Mike won't let Saul park in the parking lot anymore. And Saul's like, all right, I'll just leave my car here. So Mike is like, you don't want to do that. Gets up, grabs him by the arm, and
You're gonna hear that same stuff when
turn
you
the screen
spin
off
it
a
in
little
their
bit.
heads.
You don't know what Mike and Saul are doing. But I do really like when Saul's walking towards him when he goes,
What are you gonna do? You got a poop-filled diaper in there? You gonna throw it at me?
Saul, it's funny because it's just pure funniness. Saul's like all talk, and then Mike just finally
Mike's like, all right, I'll come beat your ass.
yeah,
Which, other than like the doing the manly stuff, like his character is totally you.
what?
Like that picture they put out with like Mike's emotions, angry, happy, sad, all this shit.
No, I don't know
That's
what you're talking
100% you.
Why do you say that?
I don't think I need to explain that because I think you know. Ask anybody that knows you.
Go fuck yourself.
I could text Hess right now, Mom, Mima, anybody that knows you, and say what character from Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul is Nick, and they'd probably take them a second to think like, why am I asking that? And then they answer Mike. Other than like the pop pop and the caca.
The pop pop and the caca.
Yeah, that's some fighting for audio listeners.
Who are you?
I'm
DPAA, mofos, alright? Apply yourselves.
I was thinking more Badger.
I don't have a badger button yet.
Bitch!
Stop making yourself laugh.
So Mike's talking to the two cops, and they want him to press charges so that way Saul will give up Nacho. And he's like, all right, whatever. I just want to go back to my work. And so they do that. They start talking to Saul, and Saul mentions that they kidnapped themselves, and Nacho didn't do it, and all this stuff, and ends up changing Mike's mind. So he's like, I don't want to press charges.
Which surprises me, even though I know
It doesn't. Knowing, like watching the show originally, you'd be like, oh wow, what the hell? Like if you haven't seen Breaking Bad, but knowing him throughout all of Breaking Bad, you're like, that makes sense because he's a grumpy little fuck, but he does do the right thing and all that, and he like. I can see him being like, oh, no, he's right. Yeah, but, like, not telling Saul. He was just going to say, no, I don't want to press charges and walk away. He wasn't going to mention, no, you're right.
Oh, yeah,
until
totally.
Saul chased him down.
Right.
Which was kind of cool. So after that, Saul does chase him down, and he's like, well, why did you believe me? And he's like, your facts made sense.
I like he told them the story about the bookie. That
Yeah, and he says, odds are they didn't get out of the neighborhood.
Right.
So then Saul's like, oh, interesting. Goes back to the house, and I like he gets there, and you see, like, on the back of their car, there's a little, all the stick figures, and they have a little tent there, a little campfire.
Yeah.
He's searching for the Kettlemans, and he ends up finding them in the mountains. He even tells Kim, hey, listen to this. These are your clients.
Which, by the way, that where their tent is, I guess, really close to where Mike dies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, they use a lot of places like that. Like, I know it's probably not even close, but it looked like the neighborhood that they lived in. It looked like you could turn the camera around and be at, like, Hank's house.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it looked like the same kind of...
Yeah.
Like, I know Chuck's house is across the street from Jesse's.
Yeah, that's so
Which
weird.
I always try to find it. I know they've said there's a few scenes where you can see Jesse's house.
Oh, really?
I always try to look for it, but I don't
I'm
think I've
not
ever
sure
seen
I
it.
would recognize it unless I saw. I mean,
It's pretty recognizable. I think you would. If you're looking for it, I think you would.
like the gate and stuff, I guess. But
Yeah. Cause well, it would look like how it does when they have to remodel it. Cause the house got they didn't think they were gonna use it again in the rest of Breaking Bad. That's where they have him like, oh, he remodeled it when he rebought it and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're just like, oh, whatever, we're done. And then they got the idea to go back there and all that. So I think you would notice it because it would look like the newer one.
That's one of my favorite things is when he buys the house back.
Yeah, and they're outside. He's all clean. He's like, what are you doing here? He's like, going home.
Bought the house.
Yeah.
And who helped him get the house?
It's all good, man.
It's hard because the way I have to have this with the notes, I have to scroll and find the buttons. So Saul hears Johnny, the Kettlemans.
That's his second hears Johnny.
Yeah, scares the shit out of them. And he's like, you guys are going home, or the cops will come drag you out. He grabs a bag, and him and Betsy play tug of war. All the money spills out. And that's the
They must be some
end of
strong
episode 3.
motherfuckers to rip a duffel bag.
They work out.
Oh, okay.
They work out.
Yeah, he says here Johnny as Johnny, like Johnny Carson in the beginning, and then here's Johnny like.
Yeah, it's his catchphrase. I was gonna get it on the button, but I guess I'm kind of a butthole.
But he says it like Jack.
Yourself to some of this, you butthole.
I like when he says that, and they're like, "Hey, we're not buttholes. Quit calling us buttholes."
Buttholes.
So now we're on Better Call Saul, season 1, episode 4, Hero, written by Jennifer Hutchinson and directed by Colin Buxey.
I was gonna say that they all end in O, all the episodes this season.
They end in what?
O.
Oh,
It's Uno,
Miho,
Nacho,
Joe, Hero, and then the next one is
little,
Albuquerque something.
little drummer boy. No, it's something about the porcelain doll thing, but it's the only one that doesn't end in O. So 9 of the 10 do.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I know, like, there's a lot of shows. I think Doctor Who does that too. There were a lot of shows where they do that, and then like you take. I think didn't
Yeah.
this show did it in like season 2 or something, and it ends up being like Gus is coming or something like that. Not necessarily that. Like obviously they wrote it better than that, but there's some kind of hint.
It's
like,
something like
it's like Chicken Man or something weird like that.
Chicken Man. It might be Chicken Man.
It's something like that teases he's coming in season 3.
Yeah, but people figured it out before the end of the season.
Well, yeah, because they put out all the names, and they're like, oh, fucking duck.
Alpine Shepherd Boy.
Should I look up? We'll when we get to season 2, we'll talk about that. Saul's leaving the bar with his little pal, the nerd from Clerks 2.
I swear. Fuck you.
I don't know his real name. That's the only thing I think I've ever seen him in. And they're howling and talking about how you gotta howl right when you come in her, not in her ear. I should have got a button of them howling.
Surprised you didn't.
But so then later on they find a wallet in the like, back alley. They're going to like some other bar or something, and then he asks Saul what his name. I mean, I never caught your name. He's like Saul.
It's all good, man.
It's the first time we hear that.
I didn't remember that. So
I didn't either. I was literally sat down. I was like, all right, I'll watch this and take notes. I hit play. I'm like, oh fuck, hold on, I gotta do this. Turn off my fans. Put my phone up there.
A lot of work.
It was just annoying. You just sit down and start taking notes. But so then they find a guy and like sleeping in the alley. He calls them buttholes.
Help yourself to some of this, you butthole.
And he's talking to you. He says, I'm gonna buy the McDonald's you work at. I can come there and fire you, and then I'm gonna roundhouse kick you in the head. And all that shit. So then Saul steals his watch. The guy gets a little greedy, wants the watch, and
wants the
pays
Rolex.
Saul off for it. And
With
then,
his own money.
Yeah, and
That was pretty cool.
They make a couple bucks off that.
You know what's cool about that? I don't remember the name on the wallet, but it's a name of someone from The Sting, the movie.
Oh.
And it's cool because
I saw that because of you. We did a video on it.
Yeah, it was a good movie. Remember, you were all surprised.
Mm-hmm.
But they're doing the con, and that's what the whole Sting's about.
They do a lot of cool little Easter eggs like that.
Yeah.
So then Saul takes the. Oh, I already said all that. I wrote more notes than just ramble on. The Kettlemans explain to Saul why they ran off, and Saul tells them that after he said like.
Wow.
Words are hard. The Kettlemans explain to Saul why they ran off after he says that they got an innocent father arrested, and he's a good man and all this stuff. He's trying to talk.
I think
Nacho
he's
up
a
bit.
father. I liked how he said. I was like, Nacho as a kid.
That'd be funny randomly. Like they mention it here, and we don't even know if it's confirmed until later on. He's still dating. Remember he gets the random hookers in his house?
He's just like Jesse.
They do the time jump. It's true. Except Jesse's usually like heroin.
Well, and Jesse's dad isn't as nice as Nacho's, I don't think.
That's true. Unless weird twist, Nacho's dad, to get away, got plastic surgery and became Jesse's dad.
I don't
And
think
they're brothers.
Thank God you don't write the show.
Yeah. So then, so they said, he said that,
What is wrong
my
with
mouth just broke. After he says all that, they say that they were warned about a guy in a van outside, so they saw him, the guy drove off, and then they did what they did. Betsy offers Saul some money, and he says, I can't take a bribe, but I can take a retainer as your lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
And he explains to him, I'll be there every second. And the husband's like, yeah, what's his name? I know they're Betsy Kettleman, and I always forget his name. It's like Greg or Craig or
Mr.
Kettleman, whatever.
I don't remember his name
He's all like, yeah. And she's like, no, you're the kind of lawyer that guilty people want.
Which is, like, it fucks him up. He doesn't like that.
Which, I mean, he literally said in the first episode.
I don't go looking for guilty people to represent. I mean, who needs that aggravation, right?
But they're the guiltiest people of them all.
Well, besides, like, Walter White.
He hasn't done a thing wrong yet.
I guess that's true.
There you
He's
go.
still working for Mr. Eyebrows. I lost where I was. Yeah.
I like the Kettlemans a lot.
I do like that storyline. So then eventually, we don't know yet, but, you know, they give Saul some money. Nacho isn't buying the whole camping story. I really like this part. So he gets Nacho out and all that.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, yeah, someone warned them. And basically says it was Saul. And you're going to go, it's coming to you. And he's like, you were sloppy. The neighbor wrote down your plates. You were there 2 nights in a row and all shit. I saved you from what was going to come worse by warning them and all this shit.
Yeah.
And so Nacho kind of has a look on his face like, he's right, but I still want to get him.
Yeah,
he's making sense here, but he's still a little scumbag.
I like how he was like, they just went camping. You expect me to believe that shit?
Yeah.
That was he's not stupid. That's why we like him.
So Saul covers up his money. I like that scene. He's like, I ate on the trip and did this.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's like going through all his cash, like how he can make it legal. He's laundering his money. And then he gets his first suit. Looks like he's gonna get his Saul suit. And he's getting his teeth nice. He's getting his hair done. You're kind of led to think a little bit here. He's gonna
Totally
be a little Saulish here. But little do we know that in the next scene, Howard is driving Kim to Saul's new billboard of him dressed up exactly like Howard, copied their logo, everything.
So when he's buying the suit,
he walks over and gets like the orange thing. He's like, oh, nice. Like,
so I wrote that down as my Breaking Bad moment because that's like what he's gonna become basically. But also in the background on the top, there's like a thing that looks like Gus's. Like, it's just yellow with Gus's tie on it. It totally looks like Gus's.
That'd be funny if they had a little billboard like that.
Well, I mean, it's just it's just like the top of a dummy, like with the suit on, or with the yellow shirt on.
I got you, inside the store.
Yeah.
I was thinking in the billboard. So Kim brings Saul a cease and desist from Howard, and they kind of argue about why he did it back and forth. And he's like, no, it's just advertising. I'm using they said I can't use my name. And she's like, whatever. He's not really down with his shit in these early
No,
episodes.
not at all. And I do like how he's not letting her talk him out of it either. He's just like, no, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
What's he going to do?
Zoom, and a boom, boom.
Just shake your rump.
So Saul and Howard are in a copyright dispute, and Saul loses. He's got to
It's
take
so
this thing down
funny
in
how
48
they got
hours.
the same fucking suit on. And
I like that.
they mentioned...
He says that, hey, I feel like I'm in a Groucho Marx skit. And Saul's like, I don't see it.
Which is funny, because it's actually a Harpo Marx skit. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's both of them, but, like, Harpo does it on Lucy, too.
Yeah. Every time I hear that now, I think of when Chris went, oh, it's Charlie Chaplin. And I looked at him like, what the fuck? And then Taylor started laughing at me.
Well, the funny thing is so do I, and I wasn't even there.
I just remember, and what's funny is like cause I had to look. I'm like, you idiot. But we like just watched it with you. So like I just learned about it too.
Well, that figures.
Like we probably watched it with you like a month before that.
Remember, I was like, "Hey, you guys want to watch Duck Soup?" You're like,
ugh. And then like a month later, we're like, "Hey, you want to watch Duck Soup again?"
I was like, "What?"
I remember I wanted to buy you the Blu-ray thing, and then you're like, "I already have them." And we were like, "Oh, fuck you then."
Yeah, that's my fault.
Saul calls multiple news companies trying to take down Howard, trying to get the story and all that shit. It's not working. He sees a college girl walk by with the little, like, the logos on her shirt, and now he gets the idea, and we meet his video crew for the first time.
They're annoying, but I like the girl wasn't there, huh?
Yeah, I don't think she comes up till they start doing the commercials, right? Or is she in one of the...
I think she's in one of the earlier ones, but I don't know. She's definitely not there yet.
They are annoying, but then like just knowing how much more they're in the show and the other stuff they do, I kind of like them just by knowing where it's going.
Well, they're dumb as hell.
Yeah. I do like this. Like guys, like, hey, you can't touch it. But then Saul has to direct them. So no, get me in the front. Okay, now I'm standing over there and do that. And he's like, get me. And the guy turns the camera to Saul, and he's like, Jesus Christ.
It's like mom filming you.
No, because the guy's finger wasn't in half the fucking screen. I did feel a little bit like it'd be like me telling you and Hess how, because I'd be like, no, get me, and except they were doing it because they're idiots, but you would be like, okay, and you'd film me instead of like.
Oh yeah, I would do it on purpose,
and I just want to like throw the camera at your fucking head.
I did. So I remembered what happened. I also listened to the podcast beforehand, so it's no surprises.
Derek Cheater over there.
But I didn't realize. I was thinking to myself, these idiots, are they in on it or not? And then when they weren't in on it, I'm like, oh, that makes way more sense that they weren't in on it.
Yeah. So he does that. He's filming. He's going on and on about, I was just an innocent man, and I put up my billboard, and they made me take it down. And the guy falls down off the billboard as he's taking it down. So he runs up there, saves the man. They high five, and you realize that it's another con that Saul's doing, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Except for when Chuck finds out. Saul goes to Chuck's. He swaps out the paper. Like, he takes the specific one out that he's in. Albuquerque Times, I believe.
Yeah, the local one.
And goes inside, tells Chuck that he has 3 consults this morning. And Chuck's like, oh, good for you. How'd you get that? And he's like, you're right. Just doing the work. They want him. And he's like, did this person represent you? Or, like, refer you? And he's asking all these questions. And Saul's
he didn't believe him.
Oh, I wasn't prepared for all this shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're right. He's kind of stumbling on his words a little bit. And he ends up leaving early, and Chuck's like, oh, hard work looks good on you. He watches him leave, pulls out $5, sneaks over to the neighbors. It's like almost like a horror movie. Like, they're showing the power lines, and he's running and all this stuff. He puts the money down, and blows away. He's got to put a rock on it.
That reminded me of Walter White, too.
Yeah, that's a good break. That'd be a totally him thing. Except it'd be something because he has to cover up a murder.
Yeah.
Instead of like, I'm for electricity.
$5 for a paper.
But then it cuts to the neighbor, and she's like, what is this psycho doing? And it's just completely normal sounding.
And to be fair, like if say it was Walter White not giving the guy the paper and then saying that the kids must have did something with it or something, he would have took the papers around the neighborhood too.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have let Chuck look out the window and just see a paper across the street and be like, oh, he's full of shit.
Yeah. If
he's hiding something.
Yeah, that's true. If Walt was the liar in the situation, he would have been well more planned.
Yeah.
Like if he's hiding the people from Jesse, he would have taken everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even his wife.
Oh yeah.
So after he leaves, he does that, and that's the end of the episode. I did write down too. So he's in his space blanket out there, and I wrote down, I wonder if he gets space blanket clothes made for him. If that would help, like if he could go out and be a lawyer a lot easier.
Doesn't he do that? Doesn't he line it later on?
Oh, does he? Is that why that popped in my head?
I think so. I think he lines his suit with it later on.
Probably when he goes to court or something.
Yeah, when he doesn't know the battery's on him.
Yeah, that's a really good episode. I love that episode.
Remember the episode where he hits his head?
Yeah, I was thinking about that when this happened too.
That was like the hardest head hit I think I've. Every time I watch it, I was like, "Oh Jesus!"
But that's it, folks.
What are you gonna do? You got a poop-filled diaper in there? You gonna throw it at me?
Wow.
Any last things?
I was gonna look and make sure I got everything in my notes. I didn't have much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I thought it was kind of cool that Mike dies near the tent. Like
in that area.
Yeah.
I like it when El Camino starts. It starts in like that same area.
Yeah. It's cool. I don't know. I mean, it's just a city, so I mean, it'd be like if they were filming it here, you'd be like, "Oh, look, there's Circle K."
Yeah.
But
like Bill and Ted.
Yeah, there's Oshman's.
Do you think like when this season ends next season, that is the end of this universe, or do you think there'll be another spinoff down the line? Maybe not right after, but like eventually. Do you think there'll be more?
I don't.
I kind of feel like this is the end too.
Yeah.
I would love it if they did like a Nacho.
This is the end too. That'd be a great movie.
Yeah.
But they'd have to die again.
Yeah. But I would love more, obviously. But I feel like it's the end. I feel like if there's anything else down the line, there'll be like another movie, if anything.
Like a Nacho movie?
Like a Nacho average Breaking Bad movie. No, and I don't know who it would be about. It could even be like a prison movie with Tuco. I don't know.
Jesus. I don't think that'd be.
He's got all these guys holding his little pockets out. But yeah, I would love more. But I do feel like after the season of Saul, it's kind of the end of it.
Yeah.
At least for a while.
I think so.
I think there wouldn't be anything for a couple of years. Which at that point, everyone's gonna look real old. They'd
Yeah.
have to do like Grandpa Jesse.
I think everyone else would probably want to move on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they've been doing it for 12 years after that,
Yeah.
or longer even.
I would even take if they did like an El Camino 2 in like 10 years, and you just get to see where Jesse's at in his life, and it's just a nice, calm movie. Jesse living out.
Okay, now you've lost your mind.
Maybe that's time to wrap it up. So thanks for watching, everybody. That was real loud. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week for episodes 5 and 6. Bow.